In communicating the value of technology to any audience, too often we communicate inside out. So we start from the company's perspective of what the value is of our offering and try and communicate that based on our belief as to what the buyer is going to be, whether that's the line of business buyer or a technology buyer. There's not enough work done in any organisation I've been in, and this one would be also the case, where we really try and understand the buyer.
Invariably, if you're selling a line of business product or a business application, the people are not technical, nor should they be, and nor should they be expected to digest a lot of technical information. What you've got to do to understand more fully what that person is trying to achieve, the challenges they're facing, the issues and the opportunities that are in front of them, and from there be able to relate what your product does, not necessarily how it does it, but what your product does and what it enables them to do. I think if you can keep to that ground, as opposed to straying onto all the bits and bytes and technology, you'll be in a stronger position.
Our clients do not care about our products. They care about their issues, their challenges, how they get their next promotion, how they may improve their business, those types of issues. And so we have to speak to them in terms and in language and at frequencies and in ways and in tones that are relevant and pertinent and respectful. I like that word, respectful to themselves.
In a lot of companies, actually product marketing has a large voice. And in those cases, the marketing messages do tend to be more product focused than what should be benefit focused. So if you're a marketer with a very strong marketing department or kind of a technical product, but you face trying to market your products to a non-technical person, the one piece of advice I could give you is it has to be more benefits led. And sometimes that's a bit of a challenge when you're in a company and you're hearing the same messages over and over again and they're very product focused. It's sometimes hard to kind of break out of that messaging to find a different angle to the message. So my advice there would be to really interview customers in your target audience, interview prospects who don't know anything about your product, and just do an informal interview, speak to them about it in a very layman's way, and just listen to what they say and learn as much as you can from that.
Selling complex ideas and solutions to a non-technical audience is a really interesting facet of what I get involved in quite a bit. 4 things I think work well for me as a little mantra. The first is the use of stories, actually. So it's the use of anecdotes and bringing the benefits of a solution or approach or a technology alive in a way that's much more meaningful to the day-to-day. So it's nice, creative ideas, stories that the person you're talking to can associate with. The second is actually to give the big picture here. So it's not about the specific benefits of a particular deployment or approach or initiative, but it's saying, what's the big idea? What's the thing that's changing the landscape for how your business should operate? And selling people on a vision is a really powerful approach. The third thing is actually to get your own customers doing your selling for you, and getting them involved in the process. And I don't just mean through case studies, but things like user groups and forums and hospitality events where they're there and talking to your prospects from their own perspective. And without selling you, they're just telling their story, and I think that's really powerful. And the fourth is quite a specific one, but it's not about selling the notion of transformation, and because that often brings some negative associations of, my God, this feels difficult and big and challenging, but is selling the notion of improving the connectedness of your business. So you've already got significant investments in lots of other assets. This particular investment with us is going to help join those up and make better use of them, as well as giving you value from this investment in its own right. So making people think that this isn't a new discrete investment, but something that's going to make everything else work better together, which it often does, but people miss that story. I think is quite a powerful way of selling to a line of business, because they're interested in joining things up and making things work better, not just the technology per se.